the fact that people are waiting on this line, and I'm one of them. My psycho self is here, and they say there's 5 per customer, but this is why I don't do Black Friday shopping, because I want to hurt people right now. I'm grabbing 5. All right, they just sold out, and I feel totally bad. Like, this is super emotional, but I just got them and they sold out. Holy crap. Now I have to go through and buy them. There were actual kids crying. This is so bad. I was like, the second last person. I feel terrible. Super excited, but this was way too stressful to watch children crying.
So here's the thing, if this is so stressful and so dumb and you feel so guilty about taking some of the last dumplings and there's kids crying because of it, then why are you doing it? It's clearly a children's toy, but it's the adults that are elbowing each other to get to them and buy all of them up, and quite frankly, it's embarrassing. It is really, really embarrassing that we as a society have let TikTok decide that these stupid little dumplings are valuable enough to get this worked up over. Did I ever think I would be making an entire video about squishy children's toys shaped like dumplings? No, but here we are. Every now and again, there will be some new viral product that comes on the scene that people lose their minds over. A couple years ago, I made a whole video about the Stanley Cup craze. Just this last holiday season, there was the viral Starbucks bear-shaped cup that people were lining up outside of Starbucks for at 4 in the morning and shoving each other to get to. We all saw how crazy people were getting over collecting Labubu's. And here we have the newest iteration of viral social media consumerist insanity, which are these $5 dumpling-shaped squishy toys sold at the store Five Below. Particularly the pursuit of the rare glitter dumpling is what people are going nuts for. People are calling Five Below stores trying to figure out when their restock days are, when they get their shipment of products in, and then they're lining up outside of the store hours before opening and all shoving their way through the store to get to these restocked dumpling toys. They're clearing the shelves, they're buying them by the case, they're selling out within minutes of the store opening, and it's become so much of a problem that stores have actually started keeping the dumplings either in the stock room in the back of the store, you have to specially request them, or they're keeping them on the shelf behind the register, and they're now limiting the number of dumplings each customer can purchase. Now, why would people want to buy multiple of these toys? That's because they're on the hunt for the rare glitter dumplings, and you don't know what color you've got until you open up the package, right? That's the whole fun of it, like any other kind of mystery collectible item. And it has recently turned into a social media trend where bigger influencers or just even smaller creators too will go to Five Below, they'll buy these things by the case before the store started putting limits on it, and they set up their camera and they film themselves unboxing these dumplings one by one in the hopes that they'll be able to capture their reaction to opening a glitter dumpling on camera. If all of this sounds really dumb, that's because it is, but the main thing that prompted me to talk about it and make a whole video about these dumplings was this TikTok video I've been tagged in multiple times of an adult woman taking 2 children to Five Below, and she buys each of them a dumpling. One of the children opens a rare glitter dumpling on camera, and you will not believe what the mom does next. Her reaction and the way that she handled that situation is truly unbelievable, and people are outraged. There's a lot more context to that story that we'll get to later for sure, but this TikTok video has amassed over 14 million views just within the last 10 or so days since it's been posted, and it has sparked major controversy that has given way to this larger conversation about the ridiculousness of this trend, the pointlessness of these dumplings, and the problematic consumerism of it all, as well as a discussion about parenting styles, maturity, fairness, and entitlement. So yes, surface level, this video is about squishy dumpling toys, which sounds ridiculous, but this issue runs a whole lot deeper, and I would love to explore that today. You want to know another issue that runs really deep for me? Figuring out what to eat every day. I've been in a season of survival mode lately, surviving not thriving, and it's the monotony of the things that I need to do on a daily basis or a weekly basis that feel like they've really been piling up on me, the biggest one of which is grocery shopping and meal planning, which is why I'm so grateful to have my Hungry Root grocery delivery service on my side. Hungry Root has been a longtime supporter of the channel, and they are sponsoring today's video, but I've been a paying Hungry Root customer for almost a year and a half now. Each week I browse Hungry Root's selection of over 1,000 grocery items to pick different recipes, ingredients, and snacks for the upcoming week. The boxes are 100% customizable, so you could get all snacks if you wanted to, or you could get just recipes for meals. I typically structure it to have a little bit of everything. I like to get a couple recipes to make for dinners. I like to get a couple pre-made meals that are really easy to heat up, as well as snacks and drinks and breakfast items too. Hungry Hungry Root's Smart Cart system takes into account things like your dietary preferences, your health goals, and your budget to curate a custom delivery for you every week. But you're totally in control, so you can either choose to keep the suggestions it gives you, or you can swap things out for whatever you'd like. Not only does Hungry Root offer individual grocery items, but they also have a massive library of recipes as well, where it'll bundle the ingredients you need together, and then it'll send you a recipe card on how to make it. I have my deliveries set to be on Mondays, and it's always a sigh of relief when my Hungry Root box gets delivered because it helps me ease into the week. I almost always cook a Hungry Root meal on Monday nights because I know that the ingredients are right there. This is going to be quick. I didn't have to grocery shop for it. I don't have to think about it too hard. One of the meals I made this week was Thai coconut chicken with rice and green beans. This literally took 15 minutes to come together. It could not have been easier, and everybody loved it. Hungry Root is a weekly staple in our house. I've been loving it, and I'm confident you will too. For a limited time, you can get 40% off your first box plus a free item in every box for life by clicking the link in the description box below or going to hungryroot.com and using code Hannah. Again, that's 40% off your first box plus a free item of your choice for life by going to hungryroot.com and using code Hannah. Thanks, Hungry Root, for your longtime support of the channel. To kick off this video, I feel like we should lay the foundation and address what's the deal, what's going on here, what's the problem. The problem is there is nationwide madness over a squishy children's toy. It's the kind of toy that's been around for decades. It's like a stress ball or like a fidget toy that you squish around in your hands. At surface level, there is nothing special or revolutionary about this toy itself, but the main reason they've gained in such popularity in just the last 6 months to a year is because they're being marketed as collectibles, with the biggest appeal obviously being to unbox the special rare glitter dumplings. Here are some examples of what the packaging looks like because they seem to change the packaging a lot, or they seem to come out with a lot of different collections. Some of the rare dumplings you can get are gold glitter, some are silver glitter, some are pink iridescent glitter. Apparently they also have a rare tie-dye dumpling too. And it seems like the more viral these get, the more collections the company is putting out with these different rare variations that you can collect, obviously to keep people coming back and to capitalize off of the current craze. And they've actually expanded to now include 3 different sizes of dumplings. The original size is $5, but now they've also got a mini size for $1 and a giant size for $20. The company that manufactures these toys is called RMS, which stands for Really Magical Stuff. They make all kinds of trinkets and squishy toys. And this toy itself is called the Squishy Bun. And I believe that these are exclusively sold at Five Below stores. And what adds to the elusiveness is that neither Five Below or RMS list these for sale on their website. If you're gonna get one, you have to go in store to a Five Below location. And these days, apparently you have to be one of the very first people in line waiting outside the store several hours before opening on restock days if you're gonna have even the slightest chance of scoring one of these dumplings. The lines are insane. In some of these videos, I'm counting up to 60 people. And this is happening at Five Below locations all across the country too. There are other similar knockoff versions, if you want to call it that. It feels silly to call something a knockoff of a $5 toy, but there are some other brands who have come out with squishy dumpling toys too that are sold on Amazon, Walmart, Target. But the ones that people are specifically going crazy for, that are deemed the real ones or the original ones, are sold at Five Below. There are even hundreds of eBay sellers trying to resell these dumplings for 5 to 6 times the retail price. So if you can't make it to the store at opening on a weekday, or you're one of the last in line and you don't get a chance to buy one, it's very clear that resellers are trying to make a profit on this by marking these dumplings up way higher than they're worth at the store, because for some people this might be your only chance at buying one. And what's interesting is that I didn't really find any listings for the rare glitter dumplings. Most of the listings are for unopened dumplings. You don't even know what color is inside, okay? Because again, that's the fun of it. That's the excitement of it, is opening and seeing what you got. But to my knowledge, I wasn't able to really find any listings of people giving up or reselling their rare glitter ones. It's sort of like, if you score one of these, you're keeping it. And the fanaticism around these toys is extremely perplexing to me, considering Five Below as a store is a step above the dollar store in my mind. They sell primarily cheap trinkets, toys, snacks, candy. I had never even heard of Five Below until I moved to Florida in my mid-20s, because apparently we have some up here in Washington, but I had never grown up next to one. So the first time I'd ever seen a Five Below location was when I went to a Home Goods in Florida Florida, and Five Below was right next door, and I was like, I wonder what this is all about. So I just popped in there and browsed around, and I concluded pretty quickly, like, okay, this is all junk, and then I left. And I don't mean junk in a derogatory way, I just mean like it's, you know, trinkets and knickknacks and little gag gifts that are cute and fun, but you don't really need them. They're at a really cheap price point, and they're not high quality. With that being said, I feel like a store like Five Below would be perfect for things like stocking stuffers, Easter basket fillers, party favors. If you're really in a consumerist mood where you want cute things for cheap, Five Below is the place to go for that. It was basically like a really big version of the Target dollar spot. When you walk into Target stores, they have that whole section of cheap trinkets. Like sometimes they have cute, cheap things, but none of it is really a necessity. It's just kind of fun to look through to see what kinds of treasures you can find. So the point being, selling something like $1, $5, or $20 squishy dumpling toys makes perfect sense for a store like Five Below. It's a cute novelty toy at a reasonable price point. This is exactly the kind of thing you would expect to find at this store. But what I'm so confused about is why, out of all of the things on Five Below shelves that are just like this, have these unassuming little dumpling toys gone so viral and gotten so popular? From what I can tell, these toys have been around since at least the spring of 2024. That's the earliest video on social media I could find about these toys. But now, in the spring of 2026, it's only really within the last few months or so that these have gone super viral, and I think that that is largely thanks to social media. It's become this bizarre social media trend for people to buy these dumplings by the dozen, take them home, and film themselves opening them to see if they can score a rare one. And these kinds of videos are really effective on social media because the viewer gets hooked in too. Like, I want to see if you got a rare glitter dumpling. I'm gonna watch this all the way through to see if it happens. And the longer that you stay as a viewer watching a video or engaging with it, the more it's going to signal to your algorithm that this is something you're interested in, so therefore it's going to feed you more of this content in the future. And before you know it, you open up your social media and your entire feed are these dumpling unboxing videos. And it's a well-known fact that the more you're exposed to something, even subliminally, the more you're going to want it. If you're seeing more and more of these videos, it's going to start feeling like everyone out there is hunting for these glitter dumplings. You might feel compelled to want to participate in that trend too. Go buy some for yourself. Engage in the excitement. See what all the hype is about. Maybe you even make your own unboxing videos, therefore contributing to the trend. And the whole thing just snowballs from there. That's how trends are born, no matter how strange or random they seem. Because I feel like this trend is really, really random. But if you don't believe me that people are freaking out about these dumplings, I have quite a few videos I want to show you to paint the picture of this madness, and I'll share some of my concerns as we go through them. Here what the haul videos look like. I put these together in a compilation just so you can see the sheer volume of dumplings people are buying, all in the name of trying to find a rare one.
I think today was a super success. I don't know how many we ended up with, the small ones, 3 giant ones, and all kinds of squishies, but we are so excited and can't wait to open them.
This is all of the dumplings I've gotten, so let's get the glitter. This is all of the dumplings I have, and let's open 6 more. We have 4 holographics, and we have 2 of the rainbows. We're gonna open a holographic. I get the glitter this time. Alrighty, guys, let's open her up. Let's get the glitter. I have 5 of this color. Hear me out, how nice would a glitter dumpling look right there next to my YouTube flash? Now let's open the glitter holographic dumpling. The glitter one's so bad. Look how cute it looks. I went through all of this. Oh my. 2021, 22, 23, 24. I bought 24 dumplings. I'm gonna stop playing this game. It's a waste of money, but I have like this toxic trait where I've gotta keep going until I get the glitter. Here, Owen, how about you open one? Because, you know, sometimes boyfriends got that good look. Which one do you want? This one or that one sitting right there? Don't open it yet. Be careful. 3, 2, 1. I knew boyfriends have good luck. Oh my god.
Yeah, what the heck? This is insane. I was at the gym and my mom told me to come outside because she had a surprise and showed up with 2 cases of the dumplings. So let's unbox them. We're gonna start off with the mini dumplings because I never had these. I already have enough, so all of these are gonna go to my sisters. 2, 3. It's a glitter! Oh, wait, it's just a purple. Cute!
Continue opening the mystery dumpling. I've opened about half the box and only gotten purple and pink. I am starting to rage. $150 on dumplings to not get the glitter one is going to be insane. Are you kidding me? I'm starting to freak out. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 13 left. What is with the purple? I'm gonna close my eyes. No. I'm flying through these. Oh my god. Oh my god, we only have 4 left. 4 left. Come on. Please let there be a glitter one in here. I didn't spend $150 for nothing. praying, please let this be one. Like, I'm getting nervous. Oh my god. Oh my god. My dogs are like, what just happened? I am now the proud owner of a glitter dumpling. I cannot believe this. Oh my god. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the aftermath of this looks like. Oh my goodness. I am so happy.
So I think you get the point. People are buying these dumplings by the case in the hopes that they get the one glitter dumpling that they're after. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I kind of suspect that some of these videos might be staged because they conveniently happen to open a glitter dumpling towards the end of the video. That very well could be due to creative editing where they're swapping the clips around and they're putting the glitter one at the end to get you to keep watching the video for longer, which is really good for them engagement-wise. And it becomes clear with videos like this why the stores have had to put a quantity limit on the amount that they're letting people buy, because some people are literally going in, they're clearing the entire shelf, they're buying 4 cases of these things and bringing them home, spending hundreds of dollars at a time on squishy toys. And I think it goes without saying, but one of the most obvious concerns with this is the waste. Everything here is made of plastic. Every container is covered in a plastic film. The container itself is made of plastic. And then the dumplings themselves are made of, I don't know, silicone or some kind of rubber with slime inside, which is fine if you buy one of these for the purpose of actually using it as intended, like a stress ball or a fidget toy. But it does pain me quite a bit to see the trash and the waste that's being created by people who are buying dozens of these things, in which case most of them are just getting tossed aside like they're literal trash. Did you see the disappointment on some of these girls' faces when they didn't open a glitter? Like they're like, next, on to the next one. If you happen to get a glitter dumpling, that's the only one you're going to value. The rest of it ends up being garbage. The solid colors are way less valuable, so they're just gonna sit around in your house for a period of time until they eventually end up in a landfill somewhere. For what? For that momentary rush of dopamine you get when you're opening it? I understand that the fun of opening these dumplings is to see what color you got inside, but the moment you open it, the value of that dumpling decreases to almost nothing. The excitement is over, especially if you didn't get a glitter. In fact, you might be left with disappointment when you don't get a glitter, as you saw within those video clips. So statistically, in most cases, what are you paying for? You're paying for disappointment. So with all of these clips with massive amounts of dumplings, I'm just wondering what happens to all of these other colors that you clearly don't want and don't care about. You certainly can't resell them the same way that you would other collectibles. No one is gonna want your $5 opened non-glitter squishy toy that's already attracting dust and pet hair. Respectfully, it's junk, like it's worthless now. Here's a short compilation of people opening glitter dumplings just to drive home the level of craze these things have created. Brace your ears because it's a lot of screaming. Maybe turn the volume down for this part.
We just lived a Five Below. I got 3 dumplings and I only got 1. I just got 1 dumpling. Okay, we're opening it. I'm so scared. We're opening. I'm scared. Okay, wait. Look away. Don't look. Look away. Okay, wait.
That's crazy that they both got one.
Oh my gosh. I just can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Sorry to blow your eardrums out. I just need you to understand exactly how exciting this is for some people, particularly younger people, kids, teenagers, to the point where they are screaming uncontrollably like this is the best thing that has ever happened to them. Let me just remind you, this is a $5 squishy toy we're talking about, but people are acting like they just won the literal lottery. And it's moments like this where I just don't get it. I don't understand the hype. Yeah, it's a cute glittery dumpling, but like it's a toy, okay? It's not that serious. I can understand understand how the younger you are, the more exciting this might be. I feel a little bit more confused when we're getting to like teenagers, young adults, and this is what makes the video I'm going to show you later of the mom and her reaction to the glitter dumpling all the more bizarre. We'll get there. And something I really get stuck on and what I ruminate a lot about when I'm talking about these kinds of topics of viral products that people are going crazy over is how bizarre is it the things that we make valuable as consumers? Because don't forget, these toys inherently pointless, inherently cheap, inherently junk. They're fun to squish in your hands for a couple of minutes, and then what? It's going to become clutter in your house and you're going to forget about it a couple days from now. So to see people freaking out, screaming their heads off, lining up for hours, buying hundreds of dollars worth of these things, that is what's such a trip for me. We need to remember that things only have value if we give them value as consumers. Like I said earlier, we've seen this before with things like Stanley Cups, the Starbucks Bear Cups, Labubu's, pretty much any limited edition or collectible item. And what is it really that we're freaking out about? It's a water bottle, it's a cup, it's a toy, it's a shirt, it's a whatever. That's the thing. These items, not that valuable, but it's the marketing and the value we give it that makes it valuable. And in the case of these dumpling toys, it's bizarre because the company is getting completely free marketing from its own customers. This is a cheap toy sold from some nobody brand at a store that's a step above Dollar Tree. This is not a company that's doing all these big marketing campaigns with Super Bowl commercials and Times Square advertisements. It's quite literally just the average everyday person who's going out to buy these dumplings that is advertising for the company. They are taking time out of their life to create a TikTok video that they post on their own social media platforms, and they are marketing the dumplings for free for the company. Is that not insane to think about when you really break it down like that? These dumplings existed years ago and no one cared about them until they became popular on TikTok. Just because these dumplings are marketed to us as something that is rare or limited or special, obviously your desire for it is going to increase. And I think that the urge to participate in the trend overrides your logic that ultimately this is a dinky toy that's not worth getting this emotionally invested in. Like, people are getting genuinely pissed off that their stores are sold out of the dumplings, or that the ones they opened weren't glitter ones. Or when they do get a glitter one on the opposite end of the spectrum, they're screaming and jumping up and down and crying tears of joy. I'm watching this like, what kind of hellscape are we living in? Why are we letting something so trivial sway our emotions so severely? It's not that deep, people, okay? And I have two more videos that I'm going to show you that illustrate just how deeply emotional people are getting over these toys. And they really just, they make me lose faith in humanity. I'm like, what are we even doing? The first one is of a woman getting super pissed that she showed up at Five Below in the middle of the day and there were no dumplings in stock. And she's accusing the employees of poaching them for themselves and like hiding them in a back room or something.
This message is for Five and Below and RMS because I'm getting a little sick and tired of going into Five and Below and they're like, oh no, we didn't get dumplings. And then you see the whole goddamn cart of boxes they broke down, and what the hell were inside? Dumplings. This is literally the cart of boxes that they broke down from their truck today. And look, a box of dumplings. Ooh. It's just really annoying to be lied to straight to your face when you literally see the evidence that the dumplings were delivered. And this hasn't happened just once. And then when you ask them like, oh, well, when are you gonna get a delivery? They're like, we haven't gotten a delivery of dumplings since before Valentine's Day. The workers literally call up their friends and they're like, hey, we got a box of dumplings in, be here first thing in the morning and we'll sell them all to you in separate transactions. And then their friends go home, post them on Facebook Marketplace for $10, $15, $25 a dumpling when they're $5 in the store. Then in the other places where there's like huge influencers or celebrities, they put them to the side so that the celebrities or the super big influencers can come in and be like, oh, I found the dumplings at Five and Below. 9 times out of 10, they're not there. Literally for the past month and a half, this has been my experience. Going in, asking if they got the dumplings on the truck in the morning. They tell me no, but the fucking box is there empty. Stop lying and stop taking them.
A few thoughts. First, giving her the benefit of the doubt, I could understand her frustration that she's feeling lied to. You're upset that you show up and you see a dumpling box in the trash, but the employees are telling you that they didn't get any in their shipment that day, but you feel like the evidence is right there. I understand the frustration. I do. However, there are so many assumptions being made in this video. First of all, you don't know if that empty box was from that morning's shipment. You just don't. I used to work retail. I worked at Ulta. I would work on shipment days. It's a madhouse, okay? Like sometimes trash just gets left around. Sometimes it makes it into different bins or different dumpsters on different days. Like you just don't know, period. That dumpling box arrived on the truck that morning, okay? And immediately jumping to the conclusion that the employees must be stealing the dumplings or setting them aside for, quote, influencers and celebrities, which come on, no celebrity is spending their time on these stupid things. Influencers, yes, because this is a content opportunity and like a social media trend opportunity, but celebrities, give me a friggin' break. Okay, there's just a lot of accusations and finger pointing and blaming everyone else for there not being any dumplings when she got there. But the truth is, what she's not telling you is that she showed up in the middle of the day. She was not there at store opening, which is a problem because as we've seen, there are lines forming out the door hours before opening and they're selling out within minutes. She came in later in the day, so perhaps it's not unreasonable to think that maybe she talked to an employee. They don't work the morning shift. They just got there in the middle of the day and they said, oh, we haven't had dumplings in months, which would make sense to them if they work the middle of the day shift. They're not there in the morning to see these things selling out first thing, right? So maybe they just assumed like we haven't been getting any or there weren't any that arrived because, well, there's an empty spot on the shelf. They're not here. We must not have gotten any. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're lying is what I'm saying. Maybe they just didn't know. And certainly none of this means that the employees are stealing them or setting them aside for themselves or others. There are a few Five Below employees in the comments of this video claiming that they're not allowed to hold product for themselves, which is like pretty standard across retail stores. It's employee policy. You can't do that. At least when I worked at Ulta, it's like you're not allowed to set things aside, but if it's still there on the shelf at the end of your shift, then you're allowed to buy it. And there are other employees that are asserting what was probably more likely is that people were camping outside the store for hours before opening and they came in and bought them within minutes. And she wasn't there at store opening. She didn't have a place in line, so snooze you lose. The thing is though, whatever the truth is here, does any of it really matter? Like it's just a toy. It's a dumpling toy. Get a grip. Why are we getting so upset about this? Go home. Stop stressing. This is not worth raising your blood pressure over, okay? Give it a few months and the thrift stores will be full of them. You can have as many as your heart desires. I personally just have such a hard time understanding the hype. It's not a big deal. Stop making it one. In her comments too, she admits that she was driving up to 60 minutes away from home to her nearest Five Below to try and score these dumplings. I struggle to see how this is a good use of your time. We have let this go too far and affect our emotions too much. I think it's time that we take a step back and reconnect with reality and what actually matters in life. Here's another video of a different woman who was there at store opening. She was in line and she's talking about her journey to find dumplings and how stressful it is. And side note, this woman says a couple of times that she is at Five Below on the hunt for Neatos, which is a different kind of squishy fidget toy that Five Below also sells that's also gone semi-viral in addition to the dumplings, but not as much as the dumplings. So she keeps saying that she's there for Neatos, but she's actually there for dumplings, which is hilarious because she's braving this crowd. She's going through all of this stress of standing in line for something that she's not even familiar with. She doesn't even know what she's there to buy. She's just following the pack.
This is what my life has come to. Is the fact that I'm looking for Neatos and this is the line. Are you vlogging me? The fact that people are waiting on this line, and I'm one of them.
Is it a certain?
My psycho self is here, and they say there's 5 per customer, but this is why I don't do Black Friday shopping, because I want to hurt people right now. I'm actually getting like agita because this is stupid. Stupid. You're getting one, Nicole. All right, this nice lady behind me just let me go. I'm grabbing 5. Grabbing 5. All right, we're doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. All right, they just sold out, and I feel totally bad. Like, this is super emotional, but I just got them and they sold out. Holy crap. Now I have to go through and buy them. There are actual kids crying. This is so bad. I was like the second to last person. I feel terrible. Children are crying. Parents are pissed. This is actually insane. All right, so I'm leaving and I got them. And I feel totally guilty. There were children crying everywhere. I feel like super excited, but this was way too stressful to watch children crying over neatos. But not for nothing, Five Below, you let like one family walk in with like 4 kids and each child was able to get 5. That's a little ridiculous. Like, you should be one. Like, show me your wallet. There should only have been one group of 5 for each person. That was insane.
So here's the thing. If this is so stressful and so dumb and you feel so guilty about taking some of the last dumplings and there's kids crying because of it, then why are you doing it? There are 2 highlights in this video for me. The first one is when she's standing in line and she says, quote, "This is why I don't do Black Friday shopping, because I want to hurt people right now." And the woman in front of her, I don't think they're affiliated, but the woman in front of her turns around with like the most concerned look on her face. And the second highlight of this video is when she takes 5 dumplings for seemingly no other reason than that's just the limit and you're allowed to, and so she does it. She is succumbing to the pressure and to the hype. And then she has the audacity to claim that she feels bad for taking some of the last ones. She said she was the second to last in line and that there's kids crying and parents are upset because of it. If you feel so bad for the kids, then okay, maybe don't take 5 for yourself and leave some for the kids behind you. I don't know, I really struggle with this kind of thing because on one hand, rules are rules. If you were there first, you were in line first, the store is allowing 5 per customer, then you're entitled to follow those rules and to take 5. But also, you're a grown-ass woman. Like, what are you doing? What do you need 5 dumplings for? And come to find out that she was apparently there to get dumplings for her 2 kids to surprise them because they are so rare and they're so hard to get. So maybe that helps to explain why she has this attitude of like, this is so dumb. I recognize that this is an unreasonable thing to do, yet here I am because I want to make my kids happy, which okay, respect. But still, why are you taking 5 when you only needed 2? Don't take more than double what you needed and then turn around and act remorseful for all these kids that missed out and are crying on your behalf. Which again, she's not totally to blame, right? Because there were plenty of people in line before her that also probably took way more than they needed. And it's just one of those hard situations where it's like, if we could all just get on the same page here and, you know, like divide them evenly so everyone can participate, right? I can also understand the perspective of like, get what you get, you snooze, you lose. If you weren't there in line, that's your bad. I'm not responsible for that. It's a tricky situation that is causing so much anger and upset and discomfort. And for what? Like, for what? It's clearly a children's toy, but it's the adults that are elbowing each other to get to them and buy all of them up. And quite frankly, it's embarrassing. It is really, really embarrassing that we as a society have let TikTok decide that these stupid little dumplings are valuable enough to get this worked up over. Which brings me to the entire reason I looked into this dumpling craze to begin with, the whole reason I wanted to make today's video. It's this viral TikTok video that I mentioned at the beginning of an adult woman taking 2 kids to Five Below, and she is reacting in a very strange and a lot of people would say unreasonable and immature way when one of the kids opens a glitter dumpling. And I saved this for the end because I'm hoping with all this lead up and context, you can now better understand how freaking insane this video is. I fear that if I would have showed it to you cold turkey and you didn't have all this background information, you wouldn't really internalize how crazy this truly is. For more context before I show it to you, this is a 38-year-old woman. She took her daughter and her roommate's daughter to Five Below. They went there in search of dumplings, with the goal being to buy one of the giant ones. They go in, the quantity limit for these giant dumplings is 1 per person, so she gets each child 1, 2 total. Then they get back to the car and the woman is filming the girls opening these 2 dumplings that they have selected randomly. Her daughter is in the front seat of the car and her roommate's daughter is in the back seat of the car. With all of that in mind, watch what happens.
Wait, what did you get? I got the glitter dumpling!
Well, you know the deal. Okay, what's the next one?
I can't open my lid. I hope you get the glitter dumpling too. I can't open my lid.
You got this, girl. You got this. Nope, you got
it. I hope you got the glitter dumpling too. I need...
No, You're getting the glitter dumpling, I already said, because I bought them. And then we'll keep the red one, and we'll just have to have Brittany get some more and see if she can get lucky. That's the deal. That was the deal we made.
Okay.
Let me break this down for you step by step, okay? Who got the rare glitter dumpling? The roommate's daughter, the kid in the back seat. And did she get to keep it? No, she didn't. The mom is making her give it to her own daughter. My heart broke when she opened the glitter dumpling, and she was so thrilled for like literally half a second until the mom's first reaction was, well, you know the deal. She immediately dashed any ounce of excitement that this little girl had. And you saw all of those reaction videos earlier of kids opening the glitter dumpling. This is like the best thing that's ever happened to them, is how they're acting. And I can't say that I really understand that reaction for myself, but it's clear that this is how people who care about these dumplings tend to react when they get a rare one. And this poor kid didn't even get half a second to celebrate before the mom's nasty attitude ruined it all. My heart broke again when you hear the roommate's daughter in the back seat twice saying, I hope you get the glitter dumpling too. Partly because she wants her friend to share in this excitement as well, but mostly because she doesn't want to have to give hers up. She knows that her friend's mom is about to take this glitter dumpling from her, and her only shot at getting to keep it is if the daughter opens a glitter dumpling too. And let me just refresh you on what the mom said to her daughter when she saw that she was disappointed by getting the red one.
No, you're getting the glitter dumpling, I already said, because I bought them. And then we'll keep the red one, and we'll just have to have Brittany get some more and see if she can get lucky.
And see if she can get lucky. She did get lucky. She chose the glitter dumpling, and you're gonna take it away from her. I don't know about you, but the way that I'm interpreting this agreement, and the way that a lot of people in the comments are also interpreting it, is that the daughter is gonna get the glitter dumpling. Mom is taking it from the friend and giving it to the daughter. And then she says, we'll keep the red one, which I take to mean that we, mother-daughter duo, we're gonna keep the red one because that's the one you opened. And then little Brittany in the back can try her luck getting a new one a different time. As a mom myself, this comes across so cruel. It's giving playing favorites. My daughter gets the special one, even though that's the one you picked out. I bought them, so I'm entitled to them. Screw you, Brittany. You don't get shit. And so in comes this whole discussion of entitlement and fairness, which kind of already came up earlier with that woman choosing 5 at the register when other kids didn't get any. Like, you are entitled to take 5, but is it fair to take 5? In the same way that I guess technically this mom is entitled to this dumpling because she paid for it, but is it fair to take that dumpling and to reallocate it to your own daughter? A lot of people think no. I think no. Or is it more fair to just let each girl keep the dumpling they picked out and leave it up to chance? The overwhelming majority of comments, of which there are over 12,000 of them, are all in agreement that taking the glitter dumpling away from the roommate's daughter is the wrong choice in this situation, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. As kids, I feel like one of the biggest life lessons we've all heard about is you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, because life isn't fair, and it's important to give kids safe places to work through their feelings of disappointment and jealousy when they come up. Yes, watching your friend open the glitter dumpling when you don't get one yourself probably feels devastating to a 7-year-old. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of life, this is a very low stakes situation, and these are the prime opportunities in parenthood where it's our responsibility as parents to let your child sit with that discomfort. What do they do with it? How do they cope with it? How do they move past it? This is a life skill that you need to practice picking yourself back up when you feel knocked down. It's so important for us as parents to coach our kids through these situations as children so that when they're older and they're applying for colleges, applying for a job, trying out for a sports team, auditioning for a role, they have a stronger skill set for how to handle the rejection and the unfairness of the real world. Taking the glitter dumpling from the friend and upsetting her in the process in order to quell your own child's discomfort is, in my opinion, a really horrible parenting decision, and it does both children a great disservice. You have now just taught your child that the world will bend to accommodate their discomfort, and you have also taught the friend that they should be okay with inconveniencing themselves and giving up what they are rightfully entitled to in order to make others comfortable. Horrendous, awful, terrible, shameful life lessons to be teaching young girls especially. Call me a mom shamer all you want, but this is a really bad parenting decision and you cannot convince me otherwise. The right decision would have obviously been to go in, buy 2 dumplings that you have no idea what are inside, you leave it up up to chance. Each child opens the one they open, and that's that. No swip swap switcheroo to make people comfortable while actively upsetting the other child in the process. No, absolutely not. But the drama doesn't stop here. This video itself obviously went super viral, getting millions of views, and in the 10 days following posting this video, this mom has posted over 50 follow-up videos. Yes, 50 videos defending her decision or clapping back at the haters in some way. I watched all 50 of them so that you don't have to. You're welcome. And here's a couple of the most egregious videos that I saw because, spoiler, none of these make her look any better. I know that's what she's attempting to do, is sort of like defend herself or state her position or make herself look better. But sadly for her, they all actively make her look worse in this situation. So here's one that she posted where she's attempting to give more context, ideally so that people will side with her or something, and she titles it Update for the Haters. So let's see what she has to say.
Okay, I woke up to 1,300 comments on the TikTok with the girls open the dumplings. First of all, let's start with only one of those girls is mine. I only birthed one, okay? And for the most part, I treat them identically, as if the other one were mine. But since people are like, what was the deal? What was the deal? My daughter and I like to follow TikTok trends or whatever. And we came across the dumplings. She said, Mom, they are at Five Below, but you have to get there when they open. I said, okay, I will let you miss school today so you and I can go. My roommate's daughter was the one in the back. She was also home from school. Okay. I said, Sky and I are going to go to Five Below and get these dumplings. She said, I want one too. I said, okay, instead of me getting one, I will let you get one to keep. But, catch, okay? If it's the rare glitter one, I'm keeping it for me.
Oh.
Okay? My daughter will play with it, but it's for me. Okay? Facts. I even cleaned out a space in my room for the squishy collection that her and I are collecting together. My daughter and I. Not the other little girl. My daughter and I. Okay? Clear? Are we there? Like some of you square bears, I'm like, I have to dumb it down for you. Like, wouldn't you be like, oh, maybe it was the other kid's birthday, or there's got to be a reason she's not playing favorites with her two kids? Like some of you people, I'm just like, we have to coexist with you.
So now, notice, she's changing her story. In the original video, she outright told her daughter, you're getting the glitter one, we're keeping the red one, and then Brittany can try her luck next time. Everyone in the comments was in agreement that it sure sounded like mom and daughter were keeping both dumplings and kid in the back got none. But now that she's being annihilated in the comments, she's changing her story to say, no, I wanted the glitter one for myself because I collect rare toys and this is just a thing. It's a hobby that my daughter and I share together. So we're gonna share the glitter one and then Brittany can get the red one. She's attempting to make herself look better and it's not working, especially with the rotten, nasty attitude.
Okay. So that's why she had to give up the glitter one. Okay. And it was also $40. Over $40 for those two stupid toys that they're only gonna play with for 5 minutes anyways. But I like to collect things and I like to get the rare ones. You should see the collection of LOL dolls we have because I couldn't buy one ball because I wanted the freaking rare one. So I would buy the entire box of LOL dolls. Okay. I probably have, not even joking, 2,000 LOL dolls at $15 a piece. Do the math on that. So yeah, I don't give up the rare ones.
You see, that's your problem. That's not the child's problem, okay? You're the one that collects things. She's the one that opened it. You bought it for her. It's not her problem that you collect rare toys, okay? She opened it. If you as an adult were not prepared to deal with the emotions of a child opening a toy that you really wanted, maybe you shouldn't have offered to buy it for her. Maybe you shouldn't have offered to bring her on this trip at all. You being a collector of rare things is not the child's problem, and you made it not her problem when you offered to buy her one. I think she's going about this all the wrong way, and how she's continuing to justify it is actually just making it all look worse.
Are we good? Are we good, little haters? Also, I treat my roommate's daughter the same as my daughter. Their Easter baskets are identical. They both got Ariana Grande's perfumes. They both got, I'm doing it in an upside down umbrella. They both got an umbrella. They both got all the things. All the same. If it would have been not the rare dumpling, it would have been, you got what you got, don't throw a fit. My kid would have got the red one. She would have got whatever color she got, okay? It's the fact that it was the glitter one. And I let her know that walking in that store, that may happen. Are you going to be okay with that? If not, me and her will just go. She said she wants a dumpling. Now she has one. Otherwise, she wouldn't have one. She would have no big dumpling, okay? So how about, it is what it is, like gratefulness. Anyway, she could have none. Okay? Are we good? Like, you people that don't have a life?
No, we're not good because you're supposed to be the adult in this situation. Have we forgotten that? And have we forgotten that in the original video, you made it very clear that Brittany wasn't getting anything and that you were keeping both of them for yourself and for your daughter? It seems like after the peer pressure and the backlash that she got on that original video in the comments, now she's changing her story to say, oh no, we gave Brittany the red one, don't freak out. She got one after all. She wouldn't have gotten one if it wasn't for me. But still, you've now admitted that you took the glitter dumpling from the friend because you wanted it for yourself, not to give it to your daughter like you initially said, which in my eyes is actually worse. You're almost 40 years old. This is a children's dumpling toy, and you are putting your selfish desires above the happiness of a child. That's really ultimately what it comes down to, okay? The kid opened the glitter dumpling that you were hoping to add to your personal collection. Get over it. It's not that serious. Any mature parent or adult could recognize that this is a really exciting moment for the child. Let her have it. Let her have the dumpling. Let her have this moment. Be excited with her. But did you notice how eager she was to burst the child's bubble and to remind her not to get too excited about this moment because that glitter dumpling belongs to me? Well, you know the deal was how she responded. That is not an appropriate response for any mature adult to be having in this situation. She, as the adult, was struggling with her own emotions of jealousy and discomfort in that moment, and she had to cut the child down and take the glitter dumpling from her to make herself feel better. As I said earlier, if you're incapable of regulating your own emotions and you're not prepared to deal with those emotions of jealousy, then maybe you shouldn't have offered to buy her a dumpling in the first place. But instead, you've now made it the child's problem because you don't know how to emotionally regulate yourself. And here's one more follow-up video she posted a couple days after the original.
Thank you, TikTok. Y'all are making me famous. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, 6.1 million views on a video. You guys are pathetic as f***. People are like, oh, I'm sorry you're getting this hate. What hate? Y'all, I have been trying to get my followers above 10,000 for like a minute. I was like, TikTok has got it like it will never happen. These views are great, fantastic. And now I have other creators like stitching my video, I guess is what you call it. I don't even know.
It's not a good thing.
Oh my gosh, you humans are f***ing weirdos. But thank you. 6.1 million views. And at the end of the day, all of you grown adults are taking it like so far up that. Let me tell you about these girls. So in the video, I get why you guys are confused. I was tired as hell, okay? Tired. Worked 6 days straight. It was my first day off. It was super early. I wanted to sleep in, but I got up. A whole thing. Okay, I want to go tanning.
More excuses.
So I pulled up to the tanning salon. I was going to open both of them. Both of them girls were like, we want to open it for YouTube. They knew the deal. Unfortunately, you can agree with it or not. I don't give a fuck. Okay? The thing with the red one. Look where my phone is. I'm talking to my daughter. Now imagine tired as hell. You're like, oh, you're so mean to her. I'm tired. I'm not being mean to her. That's just how I sound when I'm tired, okay? Anyways. So I said, we're going to keep the red one. I meant the glitter one. The little girl in the back knew what I was talking about. They swapped. They played. They had fun. They played some more on their little aerial bars. Everything was great. It's still great. There's no problem here. Y'all are the problem. That's what's so pathetic is you're like, this little girl's so sad. She's not sad. She plays with her red one just fine. You know, I think she realized at the end of the day, she has one. Look how many kids don't have one because their parents can't make it to the line at the door in the morning. Okay. So enjoy the videos. At the end of the day, you're not hurting my feelings. Not even a little. Like, I don't know if you guys little troll internet warrior bullies think that, I mean, you might bully other people, but you're never going to bully me. Never, never. I literally don't care. Like, I don't know any of you people. I don't care to know any of you people. Like, you're not paying my bills or anything, so I don't have to give a what you think. That's why I'm like, who do you bully and who gets their feelings hurt? Anyways, it's not going to be me, never. So you can talk all the shit you want. My comments are so full. My inbox is so full. I'm not reading them. Sometimes I'll like pause, like if I was at work today, it was a little slow. I'm just doing this. Views, comments, views. Like, thank you. I looked, it was 5 million views earlier. It's at 6.1 now. Keep them coming. You're making my day. You're not hurting my feelings.
All I have to say is she sure is posting a lot of follow-up videos, over 50 of them to be exact, multiple videos a day for the last 10 days in a row for someone who supposedly doesn't care at all. She sure is putting a lot of effort into changing her story and defending herself and adding in more context and more details that we just didn't know about before for someone who claims that none of this is bothering her and in fact it's benefiting her. She reminds me so much of this other mom that I covered in a video a few months ago. She got ripped apart based on a TikTok video she posted where she was showing her 4-year-old still using a pacifier. And then she also spent weeks afterwards trying to squeeze out as much out of this 15 minutes of fame as she could. But it only served to make her look worse. And my same commentary applies here to this situation. The new attention, it's not good attention, but I'm convinced that people like this, they just don't care or something. Like all they see are the numbers and the views and the engagement, and they just don't seem to mind that it's all coming from a place of negativity, which is a problem because if your goal is to grow on social media, as she said, oh, I've been trying to hit 10,000 followers forever now, and look, it's happened. The same mom from the pacifier video also said that. But what they fail to realize is like that engagement and that increase in numbers doesn't mean anything if you're not doing it the right way. They're excited that they're gaining all these followers really quickly, but they don't recognize that people are only following along for a short amount of time to watch the train wreck go down and get their daily dose of cringe. And in a couple of weeks when the whole situation becomes irrelevant, they're gonna unfollow you. They're not sustainable, true, honest followers that like you for your content. So what's the point of having them? And it's really sad because in both of these cases with both of these moms, they're getting big or they're benefiting from a really poor parenting decision and then double, tripling, quadrupling down on that bad parenting decision. And ultimately all they're doing is putting their child at a disadvantage. They're sacrificing their children in the name of social media views. And it's really sick. And that's true for like any family vlogger, parenting vlogger, mommy vlogger, whatever. It is wrong to put your child on the internet for views, for engagement, for money, but it's even worse when you're doing it from a place of negativity. Who cares if you get a ton of views over the course of a 2-week period if it's at the expense of your child and their well-being? And ultimately their safety too. These videos are getting millions of views and now everyone knows what your child's face looks like. I'm the one that adds the blurring to these clips. Actually, my editor Elise does. Everybody thank Elise because she does a fantastic job censoring these kids. But the point is, these moms are not doing that. They're putting their child on the internet, full face and all, full name and all. And in these cases, they're making their child the center of like this temporary internet controversy. What are you doing? And it's actually been about 6 months since I posted the video of the pacifier mom. I just went back to check on her account today and see how it's doing. She has not gained any more followers than she did at that time. And her views are all the way back down to just a few hundred views per video. Those were her pre-viral numbers. Everything is happening just as I predicted it would be. The rapid growth is not sustainable. People are just tuning in for a short period of time to see you self-destruct, and then when they get bored with you, they're gonna move on to the next thing. And I have to assume the same kind of trend is also gonna happen with Dumpling Mom. Dumpling Mom, pacifier mom, like what are we even doing? But let's not forget, this entire video is about a dumpling children's toy. How ridiculous is that? It feels kind of silly to have to make an entire video about squishy dumplings, but I do think it's relevant in the context of social media trends, consumerist crazes, and what people get really emotional over and excited about. And the crazy thing about all of this is that in a few months, none of this is gonna matter. Very similar to the Stanley Cup video that I made a couple of years ago. Who buys Stanley Cups anymore? I don't know. I feel like people are moving on to hydro drugs. That's what I've seen. Don't shoot the messenger, but like clearly these things have a very, very limited limited time frame in which they are popular, in which people care about them. And I think it's just fascinating to see what comes on the rise and then the inevitable fall. And even though this was a bit more of a sillier topic today, I still hope that you found it entertaining and maybe informative here and there. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next one real soon.